aficionados del Milan y que en el estadio de repente vean que el Manchester no está ni mucho menos dormido y que sigue ahí metido en la...
Today, we are talking about a man who was not just a footballer, not just a captain, not just a defender, but the very definition of loyalty, class, and defensive perfection. That name is Paolo Maldini. When people debate the greatest defenders of all time, Maldini's name is always at the very top. Not because he was flashy, not because he chased headlines, but because he mastered the art of defending in a way few ever have. Paolo Cesare Maldini was born on June 26, 1968, in Milan, Italy. Football was already in his blood. His father, Cesare Maldini, was a legend of AC Milan and also represented Italy at international level. But Paolo didn't live in his father's shadow. He built something even greater, a legacy that would redefine the role of a defender. He made his professional debut in 1985 at just 16 years old. 16, imagine. Stepping onto the pitch in Serie A, the toughest league in the world at the time, facing the best attackers on the planet. That was the beginning of a 25-year journey with one club. One club, one shirt, red and black. In an era of massive transfers and billion-dollar contracts, Maldini stayed loyal to AC Milan for his entire professional career. Over 900 appearances, decades of consistency, generations of opponents. He won multiple domestic titles and, most notably, 5 UEFA Champions League trophies, 5 times champion of Europe. Very few players in football history can say that. But what made Maldini special wasn't just the trophies. It was how he played. He started as a left-back before transitioning into a world-class centre-back. Unlike many defenders, Maldini didn't rely on reckless tackles. In fact, he once famously said, "If I have to make a sliding tackle, then I have already made a mistake." That sentence perfectly explains his philosophy. Positioning, intelligence, anticipation. He read the game like a chess master. During the late 80s and 90s, AC Milan de Franco Baresi, Alessandro Costa Curta, Mauro Tassotti, Paolo Maldini. Together, they formed a defensive wall that terrified Europe. Their coordination, discipline, and tactical awareness became legendary. Maldini eventually became Milan's captain, and his leadership style was quiet but powerful. He wasn't the loudest voice on the pitch. He didn't need to be. His authority came from example, from discipline, from respect. With the Italian national team, Maldini earned over 120 caps. He played in for World Cups and 3 European Championships. Although he never lifted the World Cup trophy, his performances were consistently elite. In the 1994 World Cup, Italy reached the final against Brazil. It ended in a dramatic penalty shootout. Italy fell short, but Maldini's leadership and defensive excellence throughout the tournament confirmed his world-class status. One of the most iconic moments of his club career came in the 2005 Champions League final against Liverpool. Maldini scored within the opening minute, one of the fastest goals in a Champions League final ever. Although Milan suffered a heartbreaking comeback defeat that night, Maldini stood tall as a true captain. 2 years later, in 2007, Milan faced Liverpool again in the final. This time, Milan won. Redemption. Maldini lifted the Champions League trophy once more, a perfect ending to one of the greatest European careers in football history. What was the secret to his longevity? Professionalism, discipline, and respect for the game. Throughout his career, Maldini was rarely involved in controversy. He was respected by teammates and opponents alike. Legendary attackers such as Ronaldo Nazario and Thierry Henry openly admitted how difficult it was to get past him. Technically, he was exceptional. Comfortable on the ball, precise in passing, calm under pressure. He knew exactly when to join the attack and when to hold his line. He understood rhythm, the rhythm of football itself. When he retired in 2009, AC Milan retired his iconic number 3 shirt, a rare honor. The number would only return if one of his sons made it to the first team. And remarkably, that story continued with Daniel Maldini, keeping the family legacy alive. But Maldini's legacy goes beyond numbers, beyond medals, beyond statistics. He became the symbol of AC Milan. When people think of Milan's golden era, they think of Maldini. He represented identity, tradition, pride. In modern football, faster, more physical. Muddy commercial Maldini feels like classical art, elegant, timeless, efficient. He proved that defending is not just about strength. It is about intelligence and heart. He also proved that loyalty is not weakness. Staying at one club didn't limit him. It immortalized him. After retirement, Maldini returned to Milan in a management role, helping rebuild the club with the same passion he once showed on the pitch. His presence remained part of the club's DNA. Many experts rank him among the greatest defenders in football history. But for millions of Milan fans, he isn't just one of the greatest. He is the greatest. Think about it: 25 years at the highest level, facing legends from the era of Maradona to the era of Messi, adapting across generations, surviving tactical revolutions, remaining world-class through it all. That is not just talent, that is greatness. When we talk about the definition of a one-club man, Paolo Maldini is the gold standard. He didn't chase fame. He didn't chase the biggest paycheck. He built a legacy that time cannot erase. For young players watching today, Maldini's story carries a powerful message. Consistency matters more than hype. Intelligence beats aggression. Character defines legacy. Every time we see a defender who plays with elegance, reads the game perfectly, and leads with calm authority, we see a reflection of Paolo Maldini. Legends are not created overnight. They are forged through time, discipline, sacrifice, and loyalty. And Paolo Maldini is living proof that football is not only about scoring goals, it is about protecting honor, defending colors, and playing with heart. That is the story of Paolo Maldini. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of football's greatest icons, make sure to like, subscribe, and share the channel so we can continue exploring the stories of true legends. See you in the next football story.